Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Build Evil Fortress number 1, Lava, Obsidian, Chaos. That's right, this episode we're finally giving our kingdom something to fear that isn't a large mountain with a peak shaped like a dragon's head. The people of our kingdom have rested and had a good life, pretty much, I'd say, safe from the threat of evil behind large walls and amongst their friends and their family. But evil stirs. There's a dark power rising, and the kingdom must rally once more to face the forces of death and destruction. Now, we're only taking a break from facing worlds for a short time, so don't worry, we'll be coming back to that in due course. But before we do, I'm building something back in the kingdom for you guys to check out while you wait for facing worlds to make its return. Something I always wanted to do was to give the kingdom a real threat, a danger that looms over the people, and a reason for building castles and the high walls that they have to keep people safe at night. It wasn't just a thought of my own. You guys echoed it in your comments on my videos while we were building the kingdom originally, so an evil kind of dark fortress was something I definitely wanted to build. And that's what we're doing this episode. We're moving away from the city to build an evil fortress. And after a search of the area near the city, I kind of looked for a while, and I found this place here. This area of trees, this kind of clearing that we'll make. And I think this is the perfect place to get out our terraforming tools and to build the foundations for what will become our evil fortress. Now, I'm sure you guys can hear in my voice that I am still quite sick. That's part of the reason why we haven't come back to Let's Build for a while, because my voice has been a bit worse for wear. I've been out of action with a heavy cold. And so that's why Let's Build has been a bit sparse lately, and I'm very sorry for that, because Let's Build is one of my favourite videos to do, and I know you guys love it as well. Now, while my voice is still not 100%, I wanted to build so badly, and I'm sure you guys wanted to see Let's Build so badly, that I thought, you know what, to hell with it. I'll just go through and record it even though my voice is a bit bad. So apologies in advance if this really disturbs you, but let's get on with the building. Now, first things first, I had to cut out a kind of bowl section from the landscape, a crucible. I used World Edit brush tools to make an airbrush, a spherical airbrush, and clear out a bowl shape in this wooded forest. Once I was happy with a bowl kind of shape, I turned the brush to obsidian and began to create the plinth where our evil fortress would go. Now, the idea I had for this evil fortress was that it would be nestled in a lake of lava on a plinth of obsidian that would rise from the magma. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm using the sphere brush of obsidian to kind of create a kind of cone platform for our fortress to be built upon. And then once that was built, it was time to flatten the top, cut off everything that was above where we wanted to build, and fill in the gaps below so we could give ourselves a nice flat platform to base things on. And then once that was flat and it was all complete, I went down below and filled in the lake with lava. And here you go. Here is the obsidian plinth on the lake of lava. But look at it. It's actually kind of quite small. And I think, in truth, it was too small for an evil fortress. So there was only one thing to do. I had to go back to the drawing board and make the crucible larger, make the lava lake larger, and then consequently make the obsidian plinth much larger, because we want to build a proper kind of evil fortress here, guys. It's got to reach to the sky, it's got to be very tall, it's got to be very wide, it's got to be very fat, it's got to be a bastion of true evil and chaos and madness, and a plinth that size just couldn't do it justice. So it was back to the brush tool to make the crucible bigger. Cutting out trees. I wanted to make it about twice the size that it is at the moment, so you can see me here frantically digging out holes and then filling them up with lava. Then it was time to snake around with the obsidian. And then once the platform was the size I wanted, again it was time to use World Edit to cut off the top and fill in the gaps so that we could have a true flat surface to build our evil fortress on. And there we go, that was the size I was happy with. And when it's finally filled in, it's time to take a panning look to see the size of the area we've got to build our evil fortress on. It's much easier to think of a building once you know where you're going to build it, and often the geography of where you're going to build gives you ideas for what to do. Now unfortunately we made this plinth quite flat, and in a perfect world I think I probably should have staggered it slightly, made the back a bit taller so the back of our evil fortress could come out and be much more pronounced. But for now the area is flat and it's time to crack onto the foundations. Now first things first, we needed to get out our old friend the Minecraft circles sheet, but this time I'm using a different circles image. Now if you go to Google Images and search for Minecraft circles, you will find two different variations. Now the first one creates a circle that's based on a single center block, but the second creates a circle that's based around a center block of 4 blocks. You see there, if you look at the center of that circle, it's actually 4 blocks and not 1, and what that gives you is a more even shape for your circle. So that's what I'm using this time. I'm using dark stone brick here to map out the towers and the main center building. The light stone brick you see was going to be walls, but it became something different when I had a great idea about how I was going to link to the island. Again, I came out to the top with another circle that will be another tower, and then here we have the smallest of the circles that's actually going to be one of the pseudo aqueduct towers. Now what I mean by that is these towers aren't going to be true towers, they're just going to be spires that rise up but hold a risen scaffolding roof. Now what I wanted was a very gothic feeling castle, and to get that, what I'm going to do, instead of walls there you see at the front nearest to the right, the walls are not going to be walls, they're going to be archways. I'm going to have spires of dark stone brick that rise up from the obsidian and hold a walkway that is suspended high in the sky, and that's going to reach over in a large bridge that touches the land. Now you see me here cutting out the bases of the towers so that I can fill in that obsidian area with some dark wood. Now I toyed with the idea of making the actual castle walls out of obsidian, but considering the platform itself is obsidian, I thought it would just look wrong. It wouldn't contrast itself against the platform enough, and it would just look out of place. So once the floors were wooded, I came around to this Spire Tower, which is going to hold our risen arch gothic walkway. I built that up by 3 blocks, 3 more, and then a final 3. And then I filled in the area in the middle of these light stone bricks with what will become our spire archway, and you see me there climbing up with all of those. And once those are in place, I removed the lighter stone brick, and there you go. That's how far we've come with our evil fortress this episode. We've got the foundations down, the obsidian plinth, the lava lake. It's all coming together, and it's going to reach high into the sky. Something I want to do with this fortress is give it lots and lots of height. It's going to reach really high. The spires are going to be sharp, and they're going to be very, very tall. The towers themselves are going to have layers and ledges. It's going to be very, very gothic in its design. So for all that it's fat at the moment, and you can think that the obsidian plinth that we built here is quite wide and quite large, the castle itself is going to be taller than it is wide, and that gives you an idea of just exactly how tall we're going to reach with our gothic evil fortress. So I've been Sjin, thanks for watching this episode of Let's Build. I hope you've enjoyed, I hope you're happy with what we've done so far with our evil fortress. We're going to be coming back to Let's Build Facing Worlds, but for the time being I want to finish off this evil fortress. So hit like and favourite if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next week for a little bit more evil fortress. Take care.